Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks again for watching. I've got a fun one today, and if you have watched any of my other videos, you may have found me through some of my tubing mascara videos, but I have another one for you. And this one is a little bit of a departure from what I was doing, because before it was the drugstore ones, the best, the cheapest, that kind of thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm kind of obsessed with finding the best one. I'm still actually on that hunt. To date, this is still my favorite, the L'Oreal. My main issue with it, I have a few. That would be that it's a two-step process and that L'Oreal is not cruelty-free. So I'm still looking for the perfect one. But in the meantime, I wanted to do one that is a higher-end tubing mascara review, because I've gotten a lot of questions about some of the more popular ones. So I wanted to tell you about them and try them on. So before I get going, just make sure you give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Like I say each time, it really does help. And thanks so much for watching. Let's go. So today we have three mascaras that are tubing, and I say that in quotations because one of them, the Glossier, it's kind of like on the border, and I'm not going to call it tubing, but some people do. So that's just kind of like a little disclosure. But the other ones are 100% tubing mascaras, and they are two of the most popular ones. Before I start rambling, let's just go through them. So we have the Thrive Cosmetics. This is probably, well, it's one of my favorites. This is my second or third bottle of it. Wait, what's it called? Tube, I guess. So this retails for $24 and is 0.3 ounces. I have a discount code for Thrive Cosmetics, so just make sure you check out the description box if you are interested in snagging that. Next we have the Blinc mascara. This one retails for $26 and is 0.25 ounces. So a little bit less than the Thrive. And the last one we have is the cheapest, and this is the Glossier. It retails for $16 and is 0.29 ounces. So the cheapest and kind of in the middle for amount of product you get. So I'm including the Glossier one, even though I don't personally find it to be tubing, because I've read many reviews where people say it is. So if it works for you, that's wonderful. But it is kind of along the same lines as these other two products, so I did want to include it in case you're interested. And I will go over the pros and cons, but I just wanted to add that in. The first two that I'm going to try out for you guys, I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. I'm going to do the Thrive Cosmetics on my right and the Blinc on my left. I've already curled my eyelashes, so I'm going to just go ahead and start applying it, and I'll talk through some of the things about each one with you. So the Thrive Cosmetics comes in black, only one color, and it has a rubber wand with kind of a tapered angle to it, and we're going to be applying that to my right eye. So these are, all Thrive products are vegan, cruelty-free, and I consider them clean beauty, so if that's important to you, they cover all those bases. I always start at the base of my eye, and I start kind of blinking through it and then kind of rake the brush through. I tend to get a lot of product on my eyelash, so disregard that. I will clean it up later. So it's kind of crazy. I never used to curl my eyelashes, but I just went on a whim and got an eyelash curler, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. So that is one quick coat with it on my eyelash, and you can see that it's definitely given me some volume and definition, and this is my one with nothing, and it looks quite a bit better. Next up, we're going to go on my left side with the Blinc. I bought Amplified. This is kind of like a thicker wand, and they have the original one as well, and honestly I should have gotten that because I don't really love this type, but that's just the brush. The Amplified comes in 2 shades, which is really cool. They come in black and brown, and then the original one comes in 4 shades, so I think it has a purple and a green as well, which is awesome because it's the only tubing mascara that comes in other colors. So that's cool. Okay, so here we have the extreme close-up. We have the Blinc on this eye and then the Thrive on this eye. And I've curled both of them. I have not put anything else on them. And I personally think that the Thrive side looks better. This one, I just don't find that I get the definition. I get the volume, but I don't get the definition that I get with this one. Now, I put one coat on both eyes. I'm going to go in with a second coat and see what that looks like. So this is with 2 coats, and you can see, I think with the 2 coats, the Blinc does a lot better, and that's how I typically wear it. With the Thrive, It's interesting. It doesn't really need 2 coats, but I did want to show you what it looked like. It gets very kind of hard and crunchy, and that's not my favorite feel. Whereas the Blinc, it almost has like this softer consistency, even when you're going to put a second coat on. So that, if that's important to you, that's good to know. But they kind of end up looking the same. But for me, if I can just use 1 coat, rather than having to put 2 to get this effect, I'm gonna go with the Thrive. Okay, so this is what these 2 look like, and what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take this off, as much as I love what it looks like, and I'm gonna put the Glossier on, and then we will wrap things up. Okay, so I'm back, and I had to touch up my makeup a little, but that's okay, and I'm ready to put the Glossier Lash Slick on. Now, like I said, I think twice already, this is not technically a tubing mascara, although I have read from numerous people that it works for them. Personally, it doesn't for me, but it also doesn't leave like the worst raccoon eyes. I would say if you have some micellar water, just use that and it comes off like a breeze. So that's just a little FYI. So the wand is, again, kind of like the Thrive one. It's that rubbery one, and it's a little bit tapered, and it's actually quite bendy, unlike the Thrive one. I do find that I have to go back into the tube more than any of the others to get product on my brush, or on my eyelashes. So I put the Glossier on both eyes, and you can see that they are, like I said, they're pretty light, wispy. It kind of goes with the whole Glossier vibe, you know? And I actually really, really like it. It's probably more like an everyday look, especially like a weekend, like light thing. But if you want a bit more like oomph to your mascara, this is probably not the one for you. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like. And now I'm gonna put a second coat on and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so there is our second coat. It ups it a notch. But yeah, I really like it. Okay, so I wanted to kind of go through my final thoughts on all 3 of these and let you know how I feel about them. Now, so I'm just going to put it out there. The Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions is my favorite for higher end tubing mascaras. Hands down, I always reach for it. If I'm in a rush, it does perfectly. If I have a little bit more time, I can do 2 coats. It does it perfectly. It's constantly great. It gives you length, it gives you definition. It's $24, so it's a little pricey, but Thrive does have a program where for everyone that you buy, they donate 1 to a woman in need. So I consider it a win-win because then I'm only spending, you know, $12 for me and $12 for another woman. But like I said before, I do have a code for Thrive, also for Glossier, so look below if you're interested in either, and you can get some money off of your order. But the Thrive, it's just, there's nothing quite like it. I love it. It comes off easily. It goes on easily. It is hands down all around best. I can't really compare these 2 because for me, the Glossier doesn't really come off in tubes. That said, I actually love it probably more than the Blinc. I think that this kind of, it gives you like an ethereal, like you have mascara on, but you don't have too much. It doesn't get cakey. It doesn't have that like flaky look to it, which I cannot stand. And you can do a really light coat for like the most simple everyday look. Two coats, which is what I have on now, and it gives you just a little bit more punch. Like I said, it's not tubing, but I found that if you just put a little cotton pad and micellar water on your eye and hold it for a few seconds, it kind of wipes away cleanly. Actually be repurchasing this. I love it so much. I was not expecting that. Like really, truly, I haven't heard a ton about the Glossier Lash Slick, but I really, really like it. Oh, and lastly, so I think I mentioned that it has a flexible wand. This is probably not for everyone. I think that's what gives it kind of the really light, airy look. If you know you don't like that and you want as much volume as possible, it's probably not for you. But for me, I don't mind it. It's weird, but I don't mind it. The last one is the Blinc. This one I wanted to like, and it's probably because I got the, what's it called? The amplified one, which has this kind of brush, which is a very kind of thick brush. The other one is more of the thinner kind of rubbery brush like the others that I have. And I probably should have gotten that, but I don't find that the formula is that much better than the Thrive one. It does come off really, really easily. Also, this one is $26, this one is $24. So for $2 more, I don't find that I reach for it that often. I'm always reaching for this. This takes way more coats, so it's just not my go-to. I won't be repurchasing it, whereas I will definitely be repurchasing both of these. They kind of serve two different purposes. So I hope that answers some of your questions. If you've watched my other videos, you know I love tubing mascaras, and I did want to do one that's a little bit higher end. I find that when I like to go high-low, so one day I'll wear like a $30 mascara, and then the next day I'll wear a $3 mascara. And I think a lot of people are like that. It becomes more about the other things that are important to you. So for me, trying to find cleaner products, absolutely cruelty-free. I no longer purchase anything that's not cruelty-free, and just kind of being conscious of the practices and policies of each company. So I hope this helped, and if you have not watched any of my other tubing mascara videos, I will post them above and below so you can find them. And don't forget, if you want money off of your Glossier or Thrive, I have a discount code below, so check that out. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!